Hello and welcome to the Art of Etta. In this episode we're going to finally play with this amazing set of watercolor pencil. This is a set of 12 watercolor pencil from Carand'ache of the series Le Museum Aquarelle. I had this baby in my possession for a little while and finally I get to sit down and play with them the way they deserve. How this video is structured, what I will do is to swatch them fairly quickly just to see how they perform and how they feel. I will do a little bit of mixing with them and we're going to create two different things. The first will be on a 100% cotton paper. This is a Canson paper from the series Moulin du Roi, and then I'm also going to try them on a non-cotton paper, and I'm going to use my Royal Talent sketchbook. So let's start with the swatches. My brush was unfortunately dirty when I started, but this didn't hide the quality of the watercolor pencil. They feel very light in your hands. They feel beautiful. The color I have in my possession are lemon yellow, gold cadmium yellow, light cadmium red, and now it's coming a purplish red, and it really doesn't take a lot of pigment to create an amazing swatch. It's coming the dark ultramarine, followed by the permanent blue. I think the color selection in here is very well thought. Here I was trying how it feels to add pigment on top of a wet surface, and it definitely increases the beauty of the color. This is the Talosianin green, followed by a bright green. The lead is very soft and is very easy to place the pigment down on the paper. This is the yellow ochre, and I have to say it's the only color of this set that is a big disappointment for me. All the colors are quite lovely and intense. They have a good amount of pigment. They lay down very nicely, but I do feel like I was expecting a darker tone of ochre, which usually is. Instead, this ochre is very pale and transparent. As a personal preference, is not my favorite compared to all the other colors that are amazing. So for an ochre, I will have to top it up with something extra. And then in the set, we also have a brown, a Payne's gray, and a black. And here I had a little bit of extra space on the paper, so I am playing with my pencil to see if I can mix them by placing them on top of each other. And as you see, even the stripe underneath, the color, as I place it, the line, they will disappear as I mix them. The better I mix them, the less visible the line underneath are going to be, as you can see here. And yeah, I'll play a little bit more with the mixing, and then it's time to get painting. You know guys, I love mixed media, so for this first painting and for the second one as well, my goal is to see how different material works together. So I decided to do my underpainting with watercolor. This is Cotman watercolor set, and this is my favorite travel set to use. If you don't know guys, I am currently out of the country for a few weeks, so the supply I have are supplied. I've been traveling with me. And yeah, I'm mixing a few color, creating an underpainting, and then I'm going ahead and create my foreground with the watercolor pencil. And I have to say I am very happy the way they perform, the way they lie down, the way they wet and they work, the way they work on a wet surface. As I said, the only thing I would have loved to be a bit more intense and with a bit more pigment is the yellow ochre, simply because it's a color that I use a lot in my practice. Is usually a substitute for brown for me, and usually it's much more opaque and intense, but all the other colors are quite brilliant. They lay on each other super well, they mix really nicely, and yeah, it's definitely a set that I'm glad to have in my collection, and I'm glad to add to make my mixed media love. And you will see this set feature a lot more in the future. So all I'm doing now is create some trees, and I'm using my travel water brush to create some foliage, making sure to avoid the tree for now. And then what I will do is actually to lay some also oil pastel on top of my tree, because I love to add some oil pastel everywhere I can. And yeah, I can say that it worked really good. And then it's time to move to the next painting. This second painting is much looser and simple, and I decided to try and lay down the pencil straight away, and I was curious to see how fast I could fill an entire background with watercolor pencil, because one thing why I'm not often use pencil is because of the time involved for using a pencil. But I have to say watercolor pencil are much faster, and it was super quick to fill up an entire double spread with just watercolor pencil. And then I went with my water brush to fill up the space and obtain such a lovely gradient. And while the surface was still wet, I went ahead and create some more mark, always with the same pencil, because they tend to be more intense when used on a wet surface. And then also here I decided to use different material, and I used some oil pastel and soft pastel as well. It was super fun to create, very simple. It was just to get confident with the material, and I loved using this pencil. Let me know down in the comment if you are a person that uses watercolor pencil or not. This is what we created today. Don't forget to smash the like button. If you're not subscribed already, think of doing so, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.